I'm going to be off camera today, by the way.
Boo! But that's okay. I gotta switch these up. All right. Someone is going to recap us while I've just changed these camera angles, and we're gonna get right into it. I just gotta do a little bit of editing for the. I almost had this perfectly. Man, oh man, next time it's gonna be sick. I don't have to ever do this again. Should we roll for recap, or someone want to volunteer a quick go? Who was not here last time is the real question.
It was
Brock.
Sprock was not here?
Correct.
So, you were just a wandering alien dude. Sexy wandering alien dude. It was good.
I thought you said sexy, like he's playing the saxophone.
You could take that and you can use that.
You can do that?
Yeah. But listen, welcome back. We're live. I got Doomhead Skulls of Power. We're gonna do our recap. So I guess you're gonna roll. No volunteers here.
Is it high or low?
Dice and D&D
It'll be high.
Okay. Nice. I got a 3, but not me.
Not you.
But I have good notes.
Well, good. You're gonna need them.
It's not letting me log into. Oh, never mind. I have to log in to Wizards.
There we go. All right, everyone's set up on their thing. All right, so roll your d20. Let's roll for recap. Let me just roll mine. I got a 3 as well.
I got a 19.
Nice. Booterbot, what happened last time?
Of course, I roll high at the worst possible time. We found a chest that had it had some runic thing that said daylight written on it. We took it outside into the daylight and it opened. As we're doing that, Matt's character was floating in on a sinking balloon. He looked like if Ulysses was transported into the fifth element at a fashionable club. But he's apparently a cleric. And so we save him. His name is Bob. He has a fox named Falco, which is an interesting choice. And he hates mind flayers a lot. He's a member of the Church of the Helm. And he's also a scout. So we opened the chest, got some items. Then had to dip out for a sec, so I don't have notes. But then basically we headed to what seemed to be some sort of landfall island type situation. And on this island, it's not like the main city of the Sky Kingdom, but it's definitely a decent sized satellite city. We met the people of Trenick the Downpour. And we helped some gnomes win a kart race because we thought that they had a map for us. We went into a gnome bar called the Slippery Cavern where we sang and danced, and we got lots of the local currency, which is called Tancocks. And now we decided to rest and get ready for the exciting new day ahead of us.
Yeah.
I would just like to clarify that I caught Chris cheating in the race.
Not Chris, Stag.
And that was
Stag.
And
sorry.
that was a problem for you, apparently.
It was a problem for me.
Cool. Good recap.
Great recap, though. Cool point.
We did see a spaceship that is called the Seekers, and Wispen warns us about the sky whales, and we're looking for Neandril at the library.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? Jonathan was drunk and he was in the town. He was moving you guys around, or he was going to show you guys. Maybe he left him at the bar. I forgot.
Yeah, he was some sausages and some beers in.
Yes.
I think we're deciding to try and bar hop and make some more coin,
Yes.
or go straight back to the ships and long rest and check on the cruise.
Okay.
Do we want to just go to sleep, check on the cruise, and then head out in the morning?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We don't want to try and
You're
get that map.
Well, we're gonna get the map in the morning because it's already late at night,
Oh, okay.
and the library we assume is closed already.
Yeah.
And not to question your leadership, but I feel like your crews were a little upset when we left them.
Yeah. Well, maybe a good idea. Maybe we should bring something back to them.
Have some
John?
beers.
Yeah. Let's bring some
Keg
kegs of ale.
Yeah.
How much for a keg of ale,
Um,
Mr. Johnston?
19 Tancocks, please.
How many Gamecocks do we get?
We have 9.
Does that mean we have to go out and get more Gamecocks?
Maybe we could
Pouring
trade.
ourselves out to the people.
Does anyone have any gold?
What's the Tancock to gold
Conversion ratio?
conversion rate?
Conversion ratio.
Currency exchange.
Currency exchange for Tancock to gold. I would say it's probably 2 to 1.
Oh, okay.
Like you get-
So I'm going to step up and I'm going to say I'm new to your group.
Tancock would be the 1 and
Two.
the gold, so 2 gold.
Yeah,
for
that
one.
makes sense. I mean,
Tancocks.
Tancocks are valuable. I get it. World's currency and all. And so I'm going to step up and say, I am new to the group. Let me do this small pittance, and I will cover the rest of the cost in gold for the kegs.
Oh,
So I'll give him 20 gold for the remaining 10 Tancocks.
I'll hand over the 9 Tancocks.
And you're gonna what do you want? The sky? What would you like to have? Would you like to have Sky Whale Ale, or would you like to have something else?
Well, I think Sky Whale Ale's good.
Yeah, it was delicious.
liked it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And where would you guys like to head? So as you leave this tavern, it is dark. Cloud sort of. It seems like it's like misty, but it's. You guys can tell it's you're up in the sky, so cloud is shifting through. It's not like a rain cloud, so you're not super moist, but it feels a little bit windy. And
We're now sharing a keg of ale.
Yeah, who's carrying that?
I'll carry it.
I'll do it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You got it.
Booter's carrying the keg. Okay.
As he is a robot.
Now you can tell me the Kegerator 5000.
The kegerator 5000. Okay. And you guys are going to go back to your ships to check on them, or to get some shut eye. What's the plan here?
Well,
Probably
yes. Give them the ale to try and help boost morale. Check on them,
Okay.
see how the repairs were going, and then probably sleep.
All
Do
right.
they have food?
We probably should get them food too.
To get who food?
The crew.
The crew.
Oh.
They're like a cheetah pet. But they're ugly.
Well, not all of them.
The crew, yeah. So if you want to feed your crew for morale reasons, cool point. That's pretty good. What are you going to ask? Johnston's going to say, well, we've just got bar foods. You can have a couple sausages. How many men are you looking to feed here?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total that I count.
Well, I've got 6 sausages for you. That'll just be another 10 Hancocks.
Oh, I think we could find
I'll
some
cover
other
that.
foods.
No, I'll cover that. It's okay. Let's get some foods.
Oh, okay.
We're getting Mr. Moneybags over here.
So he gives you the sausages.
That's my dude.
Of course it is. And I guess you guys are off to the ship.
Well, if there's
Um,
any additional food places on the way, we'll see if
Give
there's
me an
other rations
investigation.
or
As you
street
guys
tacos.
as you guys leave, you see the mess of the carts, the 2 cart races. The carts are gone, but the happening on the ground, you can see that there were carts there. There's some marks, and it seems to be somewhat quiet. The man who was yelling at his child that created an awkward situation for everyone at the last game that we had. That was a really weird moment. That guy's gone. Remember last time I had I had a father scold his child and everyone got quiet. I was like, ew.
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that.
There are a couple, just passive perception wise, there are a couple gnomes and a couple taller looking characters, but nothing, just as you would see on the night streets as you walk down them. You can, of course, go up to them and ask them things if you want, but it seems to be quiet, and the town is, none of the stores seem to be open. You do have the bank next to the exchange is still there. And yeah.
A 14 on the investigation.
So what are you trying to investigate? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for any other food places along the way back.
You see that this is a town. You see that you get the gist that most shops are closed. You do see that there are, your normal pathways, as you saw that there were 4 of them. And I guess you're sort of, where are you walking and looking?
We're just on our way back to the gates to where the docks are.
Okay. So
you had anything along the way?
Yeah, you had 2 houses, and one of them was the station for the trade. You had another sort of I guess you could probably tell with the 14 that's more of like the authority, the town guard type building. You have I don't know if there's sky police of some kind. Then you have a smaller house full of gnome equipment. There's one that looks like a church, maybe some sort of churchy look to it. That's the gnome house, and there are 2 separate houses that seem to be more of like the baker type goods. It has a feel to it, but you look up and with a 14 and you see a sign, you wouldn't recognize the language on that, unless does anyone speak Gnomish, like deep Gnomish?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I speak.
Buddhabot,
Yeah.
you see a sign and you
What does that say?
Yeah.
I squint at it and it's a little, it's kind of using some like new lingo that didn't exist 100 years ago in Gnomish, but I roughly get that the idea is it's Baker Mayfield slinging sausages.
Oh, sweet. Maybe we can get some more for food for the crew.
I'll let you have that. It is closed though, as I said.
Yeah.
Oh,
darn.
I'll look in the window. Is there anyone inside?
Just dark. That's all you can see. It's just
I
dark.
don't think we're trying to rob people.
Well, no, I was gonna see if anyone was still working. I was gonna go back and knock on the door. I don't rob people. Who do you think I am?
Aaron, but yeah,
I'll go and knock on the door.
Give me. How are you knocking on the door? Let's do it that way. Sort of knock would you be? Is
Did
it
you hear
like
that?
No. Describe it with your words.
Just like a tap, 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 tap. It's like a little rasp.
The door seems to be locked and solid, and you don't. No one's coming to it. Seems like it's a closed up shop.
Okay. Check around back, see if there's any scraps or garbage or old foods that they have left out on the side.
No, these gnomes are clean. These
Okay.
gnomes are very clean.
Oh,
And
Wow.
you do see a sign that says, I'll tell you this, you'll see a sign that says in common, to the dumping grounds. And on the floor, there's wheels and hoof prints. And it looks like something has picked up the scraps. It smells like garbage. And you can almost taste it with the cloud going in your face. And it's going in the opposite direction to some sort of dump area. Where this
Are we
this
really
town
trying to
stands.
feed our people garbage? I don't think it's going to help much.
well, if they had some like day-old pastries, I'm sure the orcs would be okay with that.
Can't we just purchase
Okay,
normal
lead the
food?
way.
Well, there's nowhere.
Well, it's
Open.
dark. Yeah,
What kind of town is it? What are we in, Boston?
we can always come tomorrow.
Yeah, but I figured they'd be hungry tonight. Just curious if we could find something. Dan, if you have
wanna
some
go dumpster
spare
diving,
rations,
that's on you, Captain.
well, let's head back to the boat. We can deal with the sausages and ale.
Okay.
I was gonna say we have enough booze, and I feel like that usually covers a lot of problems.
Fair.
I agree.
So you get to the little square where you started at. There is that entrance. The posts are still open. The woman and the man are still standing there. I hope you enjoyed your time at Tancock. Please come again. Which one of your you? I recognize you. It hasn't been that too long. He points over to Stag. Give me your slip, sir. For the every time you come back in here, you'll have to sign again. But I have to log. I have to log your paperwork.
Okay, yep, this is my crew coming through. I am Stag of the Asterix.
He says, Captain Seth Hartley.
Yes.
Oath. Perfect. And you, Mr. Dwarf, I believe you owe me some paperwork. Don't think he.
Captain T.
Yeah, Captain T. Captain T, do you have your paperwork? If you want to come back in, you have to swear in again. But your ships are, you'll find them. But again, do not steal from the others.
Well, see you in the morning.
He is going to, turn around and go back to his paperwork. As you guys get to the ships, it's quiet. There are some ships nearby that have some lights on them. Your ship, it seems to be vacant on the top side, so all the decks are vacant. But you can make out that there's a couple of your crew members maybe downstairs, and it seems that everyone's sort of hush quiet for the night.
Okay. Well, I'll hop on the Asterix and wake or see whoever's there and tell them to wake everyone up. We got some ale for them to drink. Relax a little bit after all the hard work they've put in.
So,
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait till?
Great. Greek is going to come up to you and say, "Oh, hey, I've been waiting for you men. Did you assign anyone? No, you didn't. We've been waiting here all this evening for you, gentlemen, cleaning up and trying to fix as Mr. Butterbot had requested. us to make some some repair work. Your ship is going to have 10 HP given back to it for their repair work.
Nice.
The crew is tired and they are hungry. I think your ship was at,
The Bellevue was at 76.
yeah.
That
So
goes
it'll
to
be-
80. And the Asterix was at 252. No, 262.
Yeah. All right, Bellevue. And so, Adam, are you going to your ship, or are you going to hang out with the members on your? I can make this easy and just dock them
I was trying to
together.
be with them.
You're gonna go touch base on your.
I'm trying to be with the rest of the party.
Yeah. So you're going to notice in the crew that the orcs that you had taken under your command are separated from the others, sort of whispering, and stand up when you come into the room. Sir, welcome back. They made repairs.
Okay, good.
We are also
Carry on.
tired. We are also tired and hungry. The crew's members, you have, I think you had 5.
We're all drinking, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you want.
Let's crack it
Oh,
open.
yeah. Let's crack open the pegs.
So you had 3 orcs. You have Bootstrap. You have Greek. You have
Bootstrap. I don't have Bootstrap on my
Bootstrap
list.
was the NPC I made
Oh,
that no one cared at all about. So you have Matthew,
mm-hmm.
Stand, Thompson,
I have Steward
Steward,
and Stive and Evite.
Stive, and Evite. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 crew between the 2 vessels. And they're drinking, they're merry. And you guys, I mean, I don't know if you want a long rest. Oh, the food. They seem to be really hungry. So how do you divvy up your rations here?
I do.
only
Do I have a spell?
You have 6 sausages.
I'm checking if I have spells to make food.
Wait, we only have 8 people though, right?
Oh, Sprock, can you make any berries?
Make berries?
I can make. I think I can do that.
'Cause that would.
But also, I have 5 rations. I'm happy to spare 2 with the crew for you, Captain. If you order it.
Well, if we think if there's some berries, I'm sure the crew is ready to go to sleep. Some ale. Can I use my performance of creation to create 1 non-magical item? Can I make a charcuterie board worth 220 gold pieces?
Yes.
You're gonna sting a charcuterie board into existence?
So what's the...
It's as an action, I channel the magic of Song of Creation to create 1 non-magical item of my choice. And then just has a gold value limit, and it must be medium or smaller. So charcuterie board is small, and it only lasts for 4 hours.
That's 100 Tancocks worth of charcuterie. I feel like that's good value.
Yeah. Well, we got some good ale, we got some sausages, and all.
But does the volume of food increase?
It can be up to a medium size space, so it can It could be a bunch of crappy food or a smaller amount of like better food. So whatever 220 gold pieces or 110 Tancocks worth of a charcuterie board, I could sing into existence.
Wow. Okay, so everyone is merry and happy. They are not going to lose. That'll offset their work. Their morale will stay the same. Congratulations. I was going to have you guys feed one of them garbage. Okay.
I tried.
So what would you like to do? Are you doing a long rest? Or are you doing a... I guess you could do a long rest if you wanted. You're on your own ship. Who's going to be appointed to lookout?
Oh, Stag is going to take the first watch.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll take second watch. I only need like 6 hours of sleep.
And also, I look at my friends and I say, I have my sword. Don't worry, it will alert us. And I elaborate no further.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm still gonna keep watch though.
Okay,
Just met
I
you.
get it. We just met.
Okay.
Sounds
Give me a encounter roll, Chris.
What do you want? A D20 or?
Yep, a D20.
Really? This is the time I get a natural 20?
That's good,
Natural
right?
20.
Means it's gonna be a good encounter.
Yes.
I don't know.
It could be. It could be. Let me see. You and how are you doing this? You walking the deck?
I'm sort of standing on the top on the bow, looking around the city and looking around at all the other vessels.
Okay. With a natural 20, you are going to have that. You're going to see a flicker. It's like imagine the view would be like there's a full moon. If something happens, does anyone have anything that's special that happens on a full moon? If that magical thing was going to happen, that
Holly
happens.
Leafort does.
And it happens. You're hilarious. And I don't know if elephants sync up though, but anyway, so the moon is shining and there's a cloud that goes by it. It's sort of beautiful looking, sort of like a werewolf horror look. And then you see this massive ship start floating towards the dock, and it stops about, let's just say 600-700 feet away, and with a natural 20 in the moonlight you can see that it is the exact, either an exact replica or the exact floating ship that had no
The Seeker ship.
the Seeker ship, yeah, from before.
And
Just
it's like
hovering, floating.
a couple hundred or like 700 feet away.
Yeah,
Okay,
Is it
I'll just
docked?
keep.
it does not dock. No.
I'll just keep an eye on it and watch it for the rest of the watch. And then when I go to wake up Booterbot, I'll point that out to him to keep an eye on that.
Okay, and that's the first watch. Booterbot, give me your roll for the next one, and then it'll be morning after that, depending on what happens. But do you? So when you're done with your watch, what do you? What happened?
Oh. I'll let Booterbot say it.
Oh, Booter?
Booter's in and out.
No. Well, he rolled a one.
Okay, I rolled a
Oh,
one.
he's in.
Sorry, I don't understand why my mic like randomly turns off. Rolled a one. It was great. Everyone loved it.
Okay. The sun starts to rise. But the vision, the scene that you see from the sun rising, the sun feels like it's a lot closer than it should be. And it doesn't look like it's a lot closer, but it feels it's like the weight of it. And you can hear as the gates start to open, and you hear the other ship members and crews from other ships at the dock come out. You see a bunch of them carrying some sort of like umbrella-looking type thing. With your roll of a nat 1, it's so sunny that the metal armor is so hot to the touch that anyone wearing armor is not going to be able to wear it today without taking damage. So anyone having any sort of shield or anything metal is going to give you some damage if you hold it for too long. And I'm not talking like your axes are fine; they're wrapped in leather. I'm talking like if you have like
metal armor.
You're going to take some damage, unfortunately, if you're in the sun for too long. But
Yeah, I'm fused to my armor. Like it's not like I can take it off. It'd be like taking off my shell of a crab or something.
yeah. So players without SPF 100 take some damage. So they're going to take if too long in the sun. That's how we'll do that. So it's burning because you roll a 1. The sky is absolutely clear, but because you're so high in the air, every now and then you may suffer some damage. That damage can be in the form of like just burning fire damage, or you might be dehydrated or exhaustion. So thanks, Booterbot.
Okay.
And that's it. The ship is hot.
We can long rest.
Yes.
And as we wake up in the morning, drinking the last bits of the beer that was left over in a cup right next to the bed, Stag will start giving all of our group members a speech about camaraderie and how great it is that we all can sit together and have a nice drink and a meal and really feel connected as a crew. And give all 6 of us 16 temporary hit points.
16 temp. Okay.
My inspiring leader feature.
All right.
Your ship is at the dock. It's very clear. It's very hot out. You see some people, some gnomes at the front. They're standing in line. They are. They each have their own umbrellas on each side. There are some gnomes that came in from another ship further down the block. And it does seem that even though it's treacherously hot, it does seem that there's some happening going on in the town. Welcome, the dwarf at the door says. Welcome to the town of Tancock. Who is the captain here? And the little dwarf says something that you wouldn't be able to hear. And they walk in. So you see people signing the sheets is what I'm trying to say, and walking in.
All right, well, let's go. We're off to see the librarian. So I'll hop down and Stag will sign the paper, Captain Seth Hartley. So this is my crew. We'll follow the oath.
As you guys, did you share the information about the Seeker to the group, or is that something you want to keep to yourself?
I told Booterbot to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
So yeah, during the morning, I would have told him that I saw that ship there, and I assume it's still where it was.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Booter, what happened to the ship?
You got a 1.
I mean, I didn't see it leave.
Oh, well, I guess we don't have to worry about it. That's good.
Booter started getting so hot from the sun rising, it got into his eyes, blinded him. He started sweating oil, and the oil started running thin, and he missed the ship leave. Welcome in. Come on in. All the captains, please sign your paperwork.
And as
They hand out. Yeah, go ahead.
as Turgan's signing his stag will ask, where can you point me to the library? We have a meeting with Neandril.
Oh, Neandril, the weird librarian. Yes, it's about 2 clicks that way. Past the what the hell is it? The Slippin' Cavern.
Oh, the Slippery Cavern Tavern. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
2 clicks that way.
Well,
Sign here.
certainly.
I want your oath that you're not going to
Yep.
steal from another ship.
Yep, we agree.
Okay.
Sprock, how you doing back there?
Oh, fine.
Do you need any food?
Been stashing away a little bit of my own.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure you're good.
Yeah, I still have some.
Alrighty.
Jake, when was the last time you ate a brain?
That's been a while.
You're hungry.
Always
Keep that in
hungry
mind.
for brain.
Keep that in mind, guys.
So, by the way, like, our friend Bob here has seen Matt at Sprock at this point, hasn't he?
I saw him last time,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I'm trusting
Well, and we did
the
tell him
solid leadership.
he is half Mind Flayer, half Drow, who's been infected.
But I'm staying as far away from Sprock
Yeah.
as I possibly can.
Okay.
Well, Bob, maybe this is your opportunity to find a cure for the Mind Flayer.
A cure. Nonsense.
Maybe it's just a disease.
Nonsense.
Oh, I have faith in you. You can do great things.
I appreciate your unwavering support, Captain.
That's hilarious.
Well, let's go see if this librarian is sexy or not.
Okay. You get to the middle of the town square. The guy ushers you in. And he doesn't, because you guys all came from the same ship, he does not ask for Turgan to sign something. It might have been a slip. It might have been not a slip, but he doesn't recognize and doesn't remember. There's too much commotion going on with the gnomes coming in that he does not ask Turgan to sign for his oath to not steal from fellow ships. You get to the center of the square, and your characters. It's just like a normal town hubbub. People are at the exchange. People are walking in and out of the exchange. There are some gnomes at the town. What looks like that church. They are opening up. They look like they're dressed up almost like red priest-like outfits. Join us for the celebration of Tancock. This is the one of the celebrations we do every month after the full moon. We will be worshiping our Tancock here tonight. Hopefully, and throughout the day. Enjoy. But we also look for a donation, if you can, for the Church of Tancock. You hear him yelling out to the crowd, not directly at you, but to everyone coming in. And he's banging a bell. The market to your left, the serve whatever sausage, Buterbot, Gilead sausage is they're opening up. You can smell that they're starting to cook some sausages. Their board has changed to say celebration of Tancock on it, and the other market seems to be opening as well, where it's looks like to be more of like a farmer's market with vegetables and whatnot. And the everything seems to be decorated to celebrate the holiday of Tancock.
As we're heading to the library, Stag will pull out his lute and start playing a little tune just to give us some ambiance music as we walk.
What is that? What is that? What does it sound like?
Like what we're hearing now, but in lute form. Just something simple, nothing crazy. Like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Nice. Okay. And so where are you guys headed? You guys headed towards down the street towards the library?
Yeah.
As you walk, you're going to pass a couple restaurants, a couple bars. Obviously, the Slippin' Cavern is going to have some competition in that area. You see some finger foods. You see some gnomes. You also see some gnome beggars on the street. You do see those carts that, and this is all passive perception. You can tell me if you want more detail. If you want with an investigation check, you do see the carts that say to the sky dump, picking up garbage and whatnot. And it just seems like to be like a normal street. It is hot as hell, so everyone is going to that doesn't have anything covering them is going to take 4 fire damage. You're going to be burning. It's hot. The town seems to be robed or has umbrellas.
Would my cloak, the hood on my cloak, be able to cover me?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
And anything metal, who's carrying metal? Buddhabot, you're screwed. You're taking 4 damage. Does Turgan have? I mean, he's got stuff, but he walks around butt naked pretty much, right? Yeah.
Turgan's like letting it flow, man, and the breeze.
Yeah.
I have no
Turgan-
armor.
Yeah. But Turgan, your skin is open to the rays. You're gonna also take you'll just take half that damage, so you just take 2 fire damage. Matt, I'm assuming same thing. Do you have a cloak? I don't know how you guys dressed.
I'm wearing scale mail, so I feel like some metal, not too much, normal amount.
All right, you'll take 2.
That's fair.
But the more you could run you guys all could run the risks of getting exhausted by being out in the heat too long. I just wanted to overemphasize that. And Jake, the heat is really getting to you, and you are very, very hungry. And you are going to roll me a Constitution save. And if you don't get above a 15 on this Constitution save, you're going to suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Sucks.
Yes. Yeah, but you have to eat a brain, though. So someone's going to have to get murdered soon. Or it could be a good guy. One of your crew members.
My shit not rolling.
It sucks because Ignis had a whole bunch of brains that she was pickling for you.
For Zergo.
Hey,
Oh, that's true. What'd you get, Jake?
That rolled 19.
Hey, all right. So you're burning. You are going to suffer your 2 heat damage, I guess, but you're able to squash your hunger with thoughts of whatever.
I pull
whatever-
Stag aside
whatever
and
you're-
I'm like, is this guy okay? You keep telling me he's okay. He doesn't look okay.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I forgot. Matt's character hates lithids, by the way. Okay. All right, so you guys are walking down. You get to a large library. You can see this thing. Massive, huge library. Looks like one of the libraries downtown in the city. I will create a new map. There's no one. There are a couple people outside reading books. There's like a wizard sitting there, a little wizard gnome looking guy. His book seems to be levitating, almost as if the book is reading him rather than he the book. And you guys, if you want to enter, you can. Not, you can have interactions with people outside. Going to
Let's
clear.
Let's get out of this heat.
Seems like a smart move.
Booter, I can cook some food on you.
Yeah, when I said that I had a hot ass, this wasn't what I had in mind.
All right. This is where the fun's going to start. Okay. You enter this library and you see in front of you, and I guess I will just draw that quickly. There are 3 statues standing in front of you. They are very large, but they are of gnomes. So they're just large images of gnomes. And there are also, I got to import an object, bookshelf. Wonder if they have that. They don't. Cool. There are large rows of books. And it seems really quiet. The air tastes like that. Tastes like paper. Smell the paper too. There are not a lot of people that you can see, if any, at the moment. Who's going in first here?
I can go in.
I'll push you, Booter, in. You're hot.
Yeah, don't push me. It's like touching a hot
yeah.
car.
I'm going to drop this fence in, and I'm just going to make it very large. It is a book. It is a book. A row of books, shelving, and I should have done this before, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect. All right, so you got statues of gnomes. There are rows and rows and rows of books. And now that I did this, I'm gonna just draw it. This is stupid. Sorry. Booterbot, you're going first.
Okay.
So what would you like to do? As you get up to these statues, you see that they are gnomish.
Just like kind of scout around with investigation, make sure the coast is clear.
Okay. Give me a investigation check. What are you investigating? Just like the room, the statues, I guess everything around there. But
the general safety and security of said room.
okay.
I got 17.
All right, nice. All right. So you look around the room, you see the statues, and I'm just going to, I guess, do this on the fly now. One statue says Miranda on it. It is a large gnome, female gnome. You don't recognize her from your past, even though you've grown with gnomes. The second gnome says Deidrid. This one, he's got like a lasso in his hand. He's got a shield. Looks to be more of like a fighter of some kind. And the third gnome is quite short, and he's cloaked, and his title says Shreedick. And this one, Booterbot, give me a history check.
$16, but I think I should get a little bonus because I remember gnome history because I lived it.
Really? You want to do advantage?
I don't actually care. 16 is fine.
Shridik, you recognize and remember from years and years ago when you were in the Underdark. You remember people talking about Shridik the Great Traveler. And so somehow in this library, one, you understand that these statues are for famous, cherished gnomes. And you also understand that Shridik was a traveler who somehow has made it to the Sky Kingdom as well as the Underdark. So that I'm going to use at some point, I guess. And you also see that the bookshelves are moving. They're not on the ground. They're not fastened to the ground.
Interesting. I mean, I'll do Arcana check. What's going on with these guys? I got 27.
There's definitely magic at play.
Wow, glad to know that.
Does anyone else want to look around while Booterbot is
Containing his
Equally, yeah.
surprise.
yeah.
Yeah, Stag will look for the librarian.
I'll do an investigation as well.
Both give me investigations.
15.
You see the floating aisles. They're going way back, and you see some of the there's some scribbles on these statues underneath the names.
Got a 19 investigation.
Wow, great. So with those two combined, you'll be able to make out the language. It says, "She guards the heights with the lightest touch." On each of the statues. She guards the heights with the lightest touch.
Hmm.
And it's just looks like a regular library to you guys.
Is there any librarian around?
Now you gotta remember this is a huge library, and there's rows and rows and rows of books.
Wait, so I ask Booter what, because he would feel like where the magic was coming from, or at least a rough sense, or is it just general? Like, what's the most magical item you can find in here? Based on what you learned.
It seems like the magic permeates the whole library. Like we're just in a magical place. Very powerful.
You know what? Yeah, Booterbot, with your Arcana check, you will get a sense that there is definitely magic in the books. It's themselves, not all the books, but some of the books, if that helps.
Booter, can you show me to a book that you felt was more magical? Just use your intuition. Don't worry about it.
Sure. Whatever.
It doesn't have to be.
Connery.
It doesn't have to be smut.
No, yeah. I don't read smut.
Right.
I don't have a libido. Sure. So I'll just go like I go to the book that feels the most magical.
Okay.
Also,
I'm gonna touch.
Not really caring that much because it kind of all feels the same to me.
You don't want to pick up the Nuts and Bolts magazine, the trash mag.
We can get you an upgrade.
I was trying to make like a play on Jugs, but
I liked it. Oh,
That's
yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna cast Identify. I'm gonna pick up a book. I'm gonna take Booter very seriously. Like the book that he picks up. Like I don't sense his sarcasm at all. And I'm going to pick up that book and I'm going to cast Identify. And I'm going to learn the properties of the book. Well, we know it doesn't require attunement, but whether any ongoing spells are affecting the item and what they are, if the item was created by a spell, I learn the spell's name. Blah 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 blah. You get it.
Nice. So, say that again. You're going to take the book and you're going to try to.
Yeah, I'm picking up nuts and bolts off the shelf, which Booter identified, and then I'm going to identify whether there's what the magic is affecting the book, essentially, if there's a spell on it of any kind.
The Nuts and Bolts magazine that you picked up is an archaic magazine specifically tailored for the Warforged that the Shedrick Traveler aged gnomes would give their new, like their Booterbot 1000s or 100s to look at. They were anti-slaves, and this was like a porno that they gave their workers to look at.
Okay.
There's no magic involved in bolts and nuts.
Fair enough. All right. I apologize to the group.
But Booterbot, you like that. Stag, you're able to you know that Booterbot likes that stuff. He might not say it, but he likes it. Anyway, so yeah, there is magic though. To answer your question, the magic that you are sensing, it feels like it's coming from both the library. Perhaps there's a wizard of some kind in the library emitting this magic, but it also feels like the individual books themselves have some sort of value to them that's not central to the library. It might be within the actual books themselves.
But not Nuts and Bolts.
Not Nuts and Bolts. That's just a trash magazine for Booterbot.
Every other book there except the one that you tried on.
I mean, I can just keep going. It's not a spell slot. Like, I can just keep looking at books until I find one that's magical.
Well, which book would you like? Give me a.
I'm just going to go down the shelf.
Okay. There's one called Skyward Thoughts.
That sounds good, considering our motives.
Are you going to grab it?
I'm grabbing every book until I find one that's magical, based on what has already been described.
You are going to grab Skyward Thoughts, and as soon as you grab it, it jumps out at you, and it is going to attack you. And it's going to yell, "Ow, I'm full of thoughts. I'm full of thoughts." And what you're going to have, I don't know if you recognize this creature, but the book is going to open up sort of like that Harry Potter book with teeth, and it's going to take its first. Everyone's going to have to roll initiative. The five
Book of Monsters.
Yeah, the 5 books that Matt had picked up are, which I will just use this gnome as a pawn. 3, 4, 5 are going to jump up, and they all have teeth. And I guess, is anyone familiar with what a mimic is?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would
Familiar
your
with the
characters
idea,
know?
right?
Would your characters know what they are? Like
Yes.
Turgon from the mountains would know. I feel like Jake's character would know for some reason. I feel like,
He's eating a lot of brains.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just absorb.
But here's my question though: do these mimics hold the form of books as they attack, or do they?
Yeah. But
So they
it's
are
like a book when they're
book
not
with teeth.
moving.
Yeah.
When they open up, you could tell that it's a creature pretending to be a book.
Okay. So Matt, your Skyward Thoughts, volumes 1 through 5, they all jump up, and they are going to go at initiative 11. So
Oh,
I
I
would
gotta
just
roll.
everyone roll
Are we
initiative.
rolling?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I feel like we need to do some battle here because
15.
I got a
Getting a little-
9.
18.
Ooh. Can I take an action before since I picked up the book?
you'll go. Well, the mimic is going to go first, as because you picked up a mimic.
You were mid investigating or
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
identifying. Skyward
Which
thoughts.
does take a long time.
Well, who? Adam, what'd you get?
14.
Adam got a 14. Jake. Might be muted.
What?
What'd you get?
15.
Hey, all right. Okay. So the book is going to go, Matt. There are 5 of them. You've picked them all up. You're down this aisle. Skyward Thoughts. One is going to, I'm just going to roll for, I guess I'll just have to do Skyward Thought 1 and 2 are going to, they're just 1 picked you up. 15. And he is going to attack you with a 20. He's going to bite you. As you pick this book up, he bites you.
I mean, yeah, 20 hits.
He is going to do 1d8 plus 3 damage to your ass. So that's 8 piercing damage plus 1d8 acid damage. So that's 8 plus 2. So 10 damage total. Piercing damage and acid damage to you. And I'm going to roll out the rest of them. Chris, you're up. I don't think the...
I am going Stag seeing that thing attack Bob. For my bonus action, I'm going to actually we didn't see anyone else here.
No.
All right. Perfect. Statues. So on the statue of what's his name? Shreedick.
Yep.
I'm going to look over at Shreedick and raise my hand as if I'm trying to get a high five, and I am going to, where is it? Think it's my action to use this. Yeah. I'm going to animate the statue for an hour.
Okay.
High five Shreedick, and then point over that way. Tell him for my bonus action to go pick up a book or take care of a book. And when I command my animated creature, I can also use my what's it called? Bardic Inspiration on the same turn for free. So I'm going to give Bob a Bardic Inspiration. You get a D10 that you can use. And then my statue, my Shreedick, is going to rush over and smack what's his name? Skyward Thoughts Volume 1 with a force-empowered slam. Let's see. Ooh. Does a 10 hit the book?
No.
Okay, well then slam just smacks the ground next to it. And that's my turn.
Okay. So no damage done. Okay. It is Jake's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna short bow. Same guy.
Short bow.
You're gonna take. So you're gonna take out your short bow and you're gonna shoot Skyward Thoughts, Volume 1. Okay.
Uh, 17?
Nice.
18. Oh, 2.
That hits.
Yeah, the 2.
Ooh, that missed. The arrow goes into a bookshelf and right into the wood.
It doesn't hit nuts and bolts, does it?
No, it does not hit
Oh.
nuts and bolts.
Phew.
Yeah.
Okay, Booter, calm
Where
down.
is nuts and bolts anyway? Besides,
I mean, nuts and bolts to me is like the equivalent of like the Sears catalog nowadays. I mean, there's much
So
I was-
stuff out
horny.
there.
for nuts and bolts for me, the way I was visualizing it is like the old school jugs for,
Well, like the old
For
school
Warforged.
Playboys, where
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yes,
like tasty
yeah.
nudes.
but like not the
we've got
classy.
more- we've
Playboy,
got-
like the other one.
We've got a Tri-Guard hub now, so we don't need that.
Yeah, you've got the classy Maxims. Okay, so Jake, your arrow shoots, it misses. Volume 2 is going to approach. It's going to approach Matt, and he's going to use his pseudopod, and he's going to try to. With the 15 plus another 20.
Yep.
So if the mimic is an object form, the target is subject to its adhesive trait. So first off, you got hit with the damage, so you're going to have to take 1d8 plus 3, which is 6 bludgeoning damage. And the mimic adheres to anything it touches, so it grapples onto you with its huge tongue. Like it's really sticky. A huge or small creature adhered to the mimic is also grappled by it. Ability checks made to escape the grapple have disadvantage. So you can try to escape this on your turn, but it is grabbing your arm. I would say that you're not prone or anything, but you'll have disadvantage on. So it is a small book. I mean, it's not a small book, but and yeah, you take that damage.
It took some damage.
Yeah. And it's now Adam's turn. You see Matt getting over there. Volume 2 is grappled onto him. Volume 1 is open, flailing on the ground.
All right. I'm gonna take a charge to Volume 1 and hit it with my great axe. So I have 35 feet, I believe.
Yeah. I moved you over there. So Matt's going to be... Yeah, I'm just going to surround Matt, I guess.
I pop a rage, by the way.
Ooh, poppin' ragies. Nice. I like
25
that.
to hit.
It's like,
How much?
25 to hit. on the first
Yeah, that hits.
Turgan's like, I fucking hate books.
one. 14 damage.
Fuck them
Yeah.
bucks. How much damage?
TLDR. Oh, and then I got a nat 20.
Oh,
31?
Yeah, I just hit a nat 20.
Nice.
So that's double damage, right?
shit. Yeah. So the first damage was 11, right?
So it just rolled the double damage right now. So 15. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
So, but what was the you?
The crit was the 15 total.
Oh, wow.
It's okay.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna drive it home with my shoulder. 31 to hit nat.
Jesus.
Oh, another nat 20.
Oh my god. This book.
Guy really hates those books.
Yeah.
14.
This book's spine seems to. It's like the book just looks like it's been read way more than it should. It's not dead yet, but its paper is falling out.
I'm already intimidated by words. But words that can move and fly and try to bite me, yeah, no bueno.
Volume 3 and Volume 4. These guys have a movement of 15. So 1, 2, 3. Is your statue have hit points?
Yes,
Chris?
it does.
They're going to go over to the statue. And they're going to do... I guess they only have one. They're going to bite it. Melee weapon attack on statue. Wow. They both got a nat 1. I'm going to roll them as their own as 1 for 2 because it's just faster this way. They go to nip at it. They don't. They flop on their backs. They are prone at the moment with their nat 1. They're still making that weird noise. Booterbot, you're up. You've got jugs in your mind, but you've got some people to save. Nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts. Sorry.
Nuts and bolts. Who's closest to me? Like, which of the enemies is closest to me?
Volume 3 and 4 are prone next to the statue of Shridik.
And that's the closest to me? I'm not close to the one that... I'm not close to Volume 1.
I mean, they're all close enough.
Volume 1 and 2 are next to... Volume 1 is right next to Turgan, who just hit the shit out of it. Volume 2 is on Matt's arm. Volume 3 and 4 are prone next to the statue. You are standing behind... you're actually standing right next to Stag, and Jake is right behind you with his readied crossbow.
Okay. I will... how far away am I? Sorry.
You are 1, 2, 3. You're about 20 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right,
you're
I'll
25 feet away from the prone ones.
I'll go to the prone ones and I'll attack with tranquility.
You're gonna run up to it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You take out your sword. Your tranquility sword.
Very fancy.
These are prone.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll the hit, and I roll a 21 to hit on the first one. Seems good.
Yep, that hits.
So I have 2d6 also. So I do 8 plus 9, 17. That's attack number 1. I'll do it on like volume 3, I guess. I don't know.
That's fine. So what was the damage on volume 3?
17 total.
Okay.
And then I'm swinging again, and I got a 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and then my total damage is 14.
Wow. So that's 30 math. It's 30 math points.
31.
Later. 31.
I think. Yeah.
The condition of that book is similar to the one that Turkin just hit. It just sort of cracks its spine, but it's still sloppering and slithering.
Still unhappy. Yeah.
Yeah, not very happy. And volume 5.
Wait a second. Am I in the order here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yours. You got. What'd you get?
15.
Oh, that's what that was. My bad.
That's okay. I'll go after volume 5.
Volume 5 is going to slowly start making its way back the aisle of the books. He's not going to be attacking. It's going to be humping back, but he can only move 15 speed. Matt, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to channel Divinity, and I'll cast Twilight Sanctuary on myself.
Ooh.
So that's a 30-foot radius from around me, and any friendly creature within my area who ends their turn within that 30-foot radius gains 1d6 plus 9 temporary hit points or removes a status effect, but I don't think anyone's affected right now.
Any good or bad or both?
My choice.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't want to heal the books?
No. Well, it's more that like
Sure.
I can heal our friends and remove an unknown status effect from an enemy, so it essentially functions that way. So anyone starting now gets 1d6 plus 9 on top of what Chris gave, and then as my bonus action, I'm going to telekinetically shove this book off of me. So he's got to make a strength saving throw of 17.
Okay. Wow.
Who knew that Sean Connery over here was actually Xavier from X-Men?
It's Bob.
Yeah, whatever.
A strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw of 17.
How do you like to have an 18?
Okay.
I like that.
It's just there.
It's hanging on for dear life.
But I will roll my 1d6. You can keep going.
It's now volume 1.
Temporary.
It's now volume 1 turn. Come on, volume 1. Volume 1 is going to flip up, and it's going to attack and bite Turgan with a 16. Doesn't sound like that hits. Something tells me Adam is out, which is fine.
Adam?
I don't think that hits.
Turgan.
I don't think
Adam?
that. I don't think that hits him anyway.
Oh,
Adam, do you get hit by a 15?
Yes, I do.
And it is a 1d8 plus 3. That is 5 damage plus 1d8 acid damage. So you get 5 piercing damage. I guess that's halved. So you get 2 piercing damage plus 8 acid damage. So 10 damage altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
I had
after this.
bonus hit points from earlier.
Oh, nice. And it's Chris's turn.
alrighty. So I will use my. Where'd my sheet go? Lost my sheet. Oh, my sheet disappeared. I will use my action to viciously mock one of these books on the ground. You think you look like a book? You are nothing. You aren't even a poem. You aren't even a scrap. And they need to make I forgot the save. A wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god, I got it at 21.
Oh, you bastard. So nothing
I
happens
know.
there.
I
And
have
then
some good-
My
some
bonus
good dice.
action, I'm going to see that one still on Bob's arm. And I'll say, Bob, hold it out. I got you. And I'll use my bonus action to telekinetically try and shove that book off of his arm. I need to roll a strength saving throw. Yeah, strength saving throw.
When did our
I
party
got
become
a
cast of Stranger Things?
17.
Oh, you need a 16. Fuck.
Hey, man, this
This
big
damn
die.
book.
You got to get these big dice, guys. The big dice are good.
Yeah.
Matt,
That's it.
you're up.
I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
15.
I will. Oh my god.
You can
No
do
one's
what
really
you can
taking
do.
damage.
you
It's
can do
daytime, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really hot out too.
And it's really hot out.
But we're inside the library.
Yes.
Also, Chris, you get 12 temporary hit points after your last turn.
How many hit
Uh,
points?
12.
They
uh,
don't stack, so I'm keeping my 16.
Okay, fair enough. I will just try and shove this stupid fucking book off of me again. It's got to make a strength saving throw.
That's not nice. Okay. It's a 23. This is hilarious.
Jesus Christ. I'm flailing my arm around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
and I'm
No,
getting
just a
madder.
20. Just a 20.
Whatever. I'm getting madder and madder, and
Man,
I move into a frustrated rage, and I firebolt my own arm. That's a 22 to hit the book. On my arm. I'm firebolting my own arm.
Okay.
Disadvantage because it's a ranged attack at close range.
Ooh.
That's true. It is ranged. Okay, hold on. It's an 8.
You hit bolts and nuts. You hit the bolts and nuts magazine,
Ignore
evaporating it. Yeah, evaporating it. It bursts into flames. But
At least I didn't hit myself. That's good.
Yeah. Now it's Jake's turn. Jake, you see Matt take his magic out and shoot this bolt of lightning at his arm and miss, and he hits the porno magazine bolts and nuts.
But his
that
book is
Buddhabot,
still attached to him.
Yeah, his book is still attached to him.
Fucking 3 turns later.
All right, I'm gonna go walk over to him. And I'm gonna draw my long sword. I'm gonna tell him to stay very still.
Can I take a reaction? I hate mind flares, and this mind flare is running at me with his sword over his head.
Yeah, but it's to help.
It's
Yeah.
It'd be a convenient time for you to accidentally cut him, though. I understand.
But
his
Jake,
concern.
are you telepathically telling him that, or are you using the doll that's on your chest to?
I'll telepathically tell him that. I'm gonna use a dagger instead of a sword, so it's a little less aggressive.
Okay.
It still doesn't matter. It's a 10.
Does not. That almost hits. That does not hit. That's hilarious. Wow, these books are crazy. All right, volume 2. Volume took, which is stuck on Matt. He gets advantage on his attack rolls. Matt, he's going to bite you with a 15 or a 7.
No, those both miss. Also, Jake, you get 12 temporary hit points, even though you tried to kill me.
I think I still have 14, but thank you.
Okay, I'm just reminding everyone.
This book is going to stay attached to you. Adam, you're up.
Okay. Whoever is the nearest to me that I can start messing up, let me know. Just move me towards them. These guys are upside down. Are they dead or what's
Those are
going on?
those are the knocked down. No, those are guys who are not knocked down. Those are the ones. Volume 3 and 4, which you have like bashed up pretty badly.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna get the one right directly in front of me.
Okay.
Just continue my rampage against the fucking novels.
Goddamn novels. That's hilarious.
And 15 to hit. Both of
That-
those
that
to
hits.
hit. 17 damage plus 18 damage. And
Just-
then, do I kill that
Describe
one?
your kill. Yeah, describe your kill. You're more than welcome to describe it.
I just like cleave it in two, and then I'm gonna finish off and then go through that one and go to the next one and hit that one. Try to hit that one with my shoulder. Can I do
Okay.
that?
Yeah, you can do that. It's right next to it, so that you don't have to
Yeah.
move even. Volume 4.
Third to hit. And then
Okay.
on the next one.
10 damage on the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. It is volume 3 and 4's turn. They're going to go. Well, actually, that was. So 3 is dead. Volume 4 got hit by you. He's going to come back and try to bite you with a 20. Thank goodness it hits. Does 20 hit you?
Yep.
Nice. 1d8 plus 3 piercing, which is halved because you're in rage. So that's 7 piercing. So 3 piercing. and then 1 plus 1d8. Wow, my dice is just killing tonight. So that's 3 piercing to you, and another 8 acid damage.
In
I know
case
that
it's
I'm gonna-
needed, you also gain the temporary hit points.
Booter,
Is that how
you're
it
up.
works?
Yeah, I'm emanating a cone of temporary hit points, essentially.
Cool.
So anyone who
Okay.
ends their turn in a 30-foot radius of me gets the 12 hit points.
Am I still close to book number 3, Spencer?
Yes. No, book number 3
Alright.
is dead. Book number 4 is
Oh.
It's right next to book number 3. So yes.
All right, I'm gonna go for book number 4. Gonna swing with my sword, and I rolled a 21 to hit. That hits, I assume.
Yep.
And then I deal 15 damage. And then I got 20 to hit.
Yep.
And then I deal 14 damage. And I'm pretty sure this is the most damage I've ever done.
That's crazy. Yeah, you just did
Just
30
clocking out 30 a turn.
30 points. Yeah. This book looked like it's about the spines about to break, papers flying everywhere. Volume 5 is going to continue to run away.
How far
And-
is it, and how far is the exit?
Of the library?
Yeah.
Probably I don't know, 20 feet, 25 feet. You guys are just in the middle of, if not right past the statues.
All right. Well, I haven't used any movement yet, so I'm gonna go after book 5 to the best of my ability.
Book 5 is going into the library, not out the door.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so how far are you going? Your whole movement?
As close to him as I can get.
All right. You're about 10 feet away from him.
All right, so
Well, how far is your movement, actually?
30.
30, and he has 15, so he moved 15. Yeah, sure, you're about 10 feet away from him. You'll catch him in the next move. You can almost spit on him. That's how close you are. Volume 1. Chris, your favorite.
Yep.
This guy is going to roll nat 1. Nothing happens. Jesus, he's prone. Well, actually, these guys, as it turns out, are immune to prone. So he's just going to flop on its side, not move, and skip his turn. Chris, you're up.
I will see the book still on Bob's arm, and I'll use my bonus action to command my statue to try and grab it and rip the book off of his arm to try and grapple it.
Okay,
so
you're
they
going to grapple a
contested-
grapple?
I'm gonna grapple the book and then try and pull the book
Okay.
away.
Okay.
So it's competing strengths.
Come on, baby.
Nice.
This is it. This is why we got
Got
the
a
big
plus
dice
4.
here. I
So
got
add
13.
4 to this. I got a flaccid 20.
Wow.
So I'm
So
gonna,
The book peels off.
and as the
finally,
and as it's being held open, I'm going to viciously mock it. Your pages are thin and your binding is loose. Your ink is running. A wisdom
call it
saving
book.
throw.
Did you just call a book loose?
Dude,
There. 7.
All right, it's going to take 8 points of psychic damage,
Wow.
and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
It is not looking very good. It looks sad. It's sort of limp. Its pages its binding sort of bends back.
And Bob, you have a D10 of inspiration if you haven't used it yet.
Bob, you're up. Speaking of Bob.
Okay, I am going to.
If anyone
Send-
wants to help me do damage to the runner, I think that's probably a good idea. We don't know who he's going to go tell.
Yeah, no, I got that. I will, as my action, I'll firebolt it's number 5, I think, that's running.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hit him with a 23.
The one that's running.
The runner, yeah.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, so that's 12 fire damage to that guy.
Okay.
And then I'm still mad at whichever one was fucking biting me. So I send Falco to bite him.
Falco, your dog.
He's a fox, but yes.
Oh, we have a pet. I didn't even know that. Falco.
He's 18. He runs around my shoulders.
Okay.
But yes.
How much movement does he have?
He has 30 movement.
All right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about right.
I feel like we're pretty. No, I'm not
Yeah.
attacking the other one. I'm attacking the one that just flew off me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
Oh, volume 2.
Volume
Yeah.
2, the one who's been biting me for 20 fucking minutes.
Okay.
So he goes with a 18 to bite him.
That hits.
Okay. What the damage is? 5 reach 1 piercing damage plus 5, so 6 damage to the buck. It's more out of spite than
Okay.
wishful attack mode.
Jake,
Yeah.
you're up. Book flew off Matt, got ripped off by Stag. This dog came out, bit it. Booterbot's running.
The fox.
You have the fox is running. You have 3 books around you. One is dead.
Are any of the other ones?
The one that is dead starts to congeal and move and sort of morph a little bit. It starts to move in a weird shape.
Doesn't have a brain, does it?
Not that you know of.
Not
Yeah,
that it's
it
appetizing.
doesn't look like it's appetizing. No.
All right, then I'll shoot one of the other 2 books that are still alive.
Yeah. Okay. The volume.
I'm gonna go back up to. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it.
Got some good shit
Oh.
coming your way. This is gonna be good.
It
Good
missed.
close. It missed. Okay, you hit jugs, the shreds of jugs that are on the ground. Or I'm sorry, bolts and nuts. Adam, I'm gonna get through this order. Adam, you're up next. You got 2 around you. Actually, there's 3 around you. Well, within striking distance.
I'm just gonna keep mowing books down, dude. Like it's my job. All right. So both of those hit, I believe. It was a 21 and a 30.
Yeah, those both hit. So book 4 is the closest one to you.
So 15 and 18 damage.
The 15. I'm gonna just say to move this faster. The 15 kills volume 4 because it only had 14 left. You had 2 hits.
Oh yeah. So then the 18
You can
damage.
I would say you're within range of the other one if you wanted to. I would imagine that's what your style would have been. So I don't think there's a problem with that. And that is book number 2. So how much damage did that get?
That was 18 damage on the second swing,
Okay.
and then 27 to hit with the shoulder.
Oh my
Finish
God.
it out.
Okay. I gotta come up with more bad guys than books. Book 2 is now. How much damage does that get? 27, is
That 27 to hit, which is 10 damage.
Book,
So 18 plus 10, so 28 damage. On the
yeah,
second
book 2 is also dead. So you've killed book 2, the other one. Book 1 and 5 are the only ones left. It is volume. Booter, you're up.
I'm gonna attack book number 5. I'm gonna move to it and attack.
Okay.
17 to hit,
That hits.
and then I deal 9 damage, and then 16 to hit,
Okay.
and I deal 13 damage.
And now book 5 is going to waddle over to a bookshelf and jump in. And he's going to remain motionless. While the mimic remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from any ordinary object. So it is going to try to blend in with the crowd. Book 1 is volume 1 is still there. He's going to attack Matt. This book looks really weak. Got a 20. Jesus, I got good rolls with the books. 24 with the attack, Matt. So you're going to take
that hits.
1d8 plus 3, so that's 8 piercing damage, followed with a 1 acid damage, so 9 damage to you. Chris, you're up. The other books around you, Chris, start to also congeal and morph.
I'll have my statue. Actually, I'll have the book 1 is still up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action, force attack on the book 1 for an 18 to hit for 7 force damage. And as I see the, go ahead.
Describe your kill.
The statue finally looks over and sees the book a little bit stiller and just steps on it, squishes it under his foot. And Stag is going to firebolt one of the ones that are like congealing and like doing weird stuff, and just gonna firebolt it to try and like burn it up.
So book 1 is on
with a
fire.
natural 20.
Book 1 is just poofs, burns into ashes. As these so the encounter is going to be ended here, unless Booterbot can pick out which book this mimic has turned in, blended into.
I can definitely do that.
You got it,
so
Booter.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to use Detect Magic on the bookshelf.
It's not magic.
But aren't all the other books magic?
Yes. So you sense. You're going to do an inverse sense magic.
Yeah, why not?
So So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up to all the books that are magical, and you're gonna sense their magic to try to.
Which one of these is not like the other? You know,
the mimic remains. The mimic remains motionless
across the wall of books like a Jedi, kind of trying to sense the one that's not the same.
It is indistinguishable from an ordinary object.
Even if I cast Detect Magic?
You can cast Detect Magic, and you're gonna have to roll me something.
Are we still in initiative?
No. I'm
gonna give him guidance.
I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration.
Oh, you
hell
boys,
yeah!
You boys want to give it to me here?
You get a D10, Booter.
Yeah, you're gonna get
and a D4.
Yeah. Okay, great. Roll me, I guess, Arcana, because you're trying to figure out which.
All right, Arcana it is.
With a boost of a
I
D10
rolled
and a
13 plus a D10.
Oh, and it's a skill check.
A D4.
Yeah.
So I got a total of 28.
So the D10
you can stack those, right?
Yeah.
The D10 you can roll 2 and pick the higher one. Because of my special bardic thing.
I
This
feel like that might not
Okay.
even be necessary, but let's
this
do it
mimic
anyway.
I
this
mean-
mimic is going to
Still 28 total.
this mimic is really going to try to deceive you, and it rolled a 3. So it's very obvious. It's shaking. It's shaking you can see it. You can see it in very clear form. It says Skyward Bots. It did not make a good replica of the other ones, nor did it change the name of its book. Skyward Bots Volume 5 is shaking in the cupboard. You know which one it is.
All right,
The-
so grab it and take it out.
As you grab it, it's going to adhere to you. Well, okay. It's just gonna. What are you gonna do? Throw it? What's your intention here?
Throw it on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can't like
Where are you
can't,
throwing it?
reason with
Where
this
are
thing,
you?
right?
Where are you throwing it?
I mean, you can
I'm
create
going to-
fire, right?
I'm going to throw it at Bob.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping you would do.
I'm
Okay.
liking you guys less and less.
Give me a
Not you,
dex.
Stag.
Give me a dex since you're throwing it.
Shit, I suck at Dex. Okay. 11.
You miss Bob. You miss Bob. It hits the statue. It takes 1d8, so it takes 6 bludgeoning damage. Falls on the floor, and it's open, and it remains motionless.
All right.
You hear everyone hears a whistle. Back to your shelves. Back to your shelves. We have intruders. We have intruders. It sounds like a female's voice is yelling. Do you remember what she was? She was, I believe it was a no.
Needrel?
Needrel Librarian Village.
I
Here-
don't have a.
Well, let's do the famous nose. Yeah, back to your shelves. Back to your shelves. We have intruders. Around you, you see that some books are sort of floating near the shelves. They tightly fastened into the shelves in an orderly fashion. Books on the floor around you, Booterbot, from your passive perception, since you are indeed in more so of the library than the other guys. You see that, and you hear books shuffling around to get into order and back into their positions. The interesting part here is that the monsters that you killed are mimics, and when they die, they revert back to their true identities. So I would like for, and we're going to end soon, I would like for, who killed these guys? Actually, you know what? Let's just have Chris,
Yeah.
Adam killed like 15 of them. Bob, since you guys are close, let's have you 4 guys roll me a D10. How would you do a D15? You know what? I'm going to add another 5. Do a D20. 1 each.
18.
19.
All right. Let's start with
Thanks.
let's go in initiative form. You got an 18.
19.
So who got the 18?
I did. Stag.
So the original mimic's form. This is crazy. I don't. Hold on. Does it? But is the mimic? This is I guess sidebar meta. Are mimics creatures
Yes.
at the very beginning of their time that they
I
have
believe so.
become like? Would Adam sit there and like just become a mimic, or is the mimic like a poison that you drink and you become like this creature?
I thought mimics were just like magical creatures that like could shapeshift, but
A mimic can use
Yeah.
It's like
shape.
Ditto from Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like big dumb face and all.
So it's
Yeah.
a mimic. A mimic is an object that has become a mimic in some way by a sorcerer. So its original form. That's what it is. In our game, until we know further, a mimic will have been created by some sort of sorcerer out of an object that is a mimic that becomes. So you rolled an 18. So the blood slickened wing feather. Jake, give me a perception check.
I don't think Jay's here.
I have his sheet. What do you need? A wisdom save?
Yeah.
He got a 20. A flat to 20.
Blood slicked winged feather is from one of Lone Star's original wings, cursed and still pulsing with Talus's fading wrath. How do you like that for ChatGPT, Chris? Right in your face, and you rolled it. That's your dead character. Adam, what'd you get?
That hurts.
On the D20, I get an 8.
Yeah, an 8. This other mimic slowly turns into a dead eyeball mushroom cluster. Eyes stalks blink once, then all dissolve into fungal glue. A mushroom. Matt, what'd you roll?
19.
Ooh. A miniature airship in a bottle. The sails flutter without wind.
But it's just a small bottle?
That's cool. If it's smashed, but you'll have to do an Arcana check on that.
No, that's okay. I like it.
On the side of it, it's going to say strong wind within. And who's the last one? I guess since Jake's not there to roll his, What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I was gonna roll for him, but Booter, you're here.
Booter,
So you roll.
What dice am I rolling?
Just a D20. I have a table that mimics are from. I asked ChatGPT to give me a
20.
list of random objects that are from our story so far. A worm-twined memory scroll unrolls into an animated illusion showing the party's first encounter with Doomhand, but it's distorted like a dream of the future. So you unrolled this scroll, and I'm gonna have it. It's gonna have some magic to it, and it's gonna show you a brief glimpse of the whereabouts of Doomhand. That is gonna have to be studied, but it's gonna say on it Doomhand's location, which is weird because I don't know how scrolls really work. So these things have popped up in front of you. Someone has yelled there are intruders. And Bob, give me a investigation check. You see some shadows coming. Everyone sees some shadows coming down the hallway. And this is where we're going to end for this evening.
Only a 5.
Only a 5. But you are familiar with illithids?
Oh yeah. Am I familiar?
Yeah. So
specialty.
give me a advantage on that.
Oh, what was it? Investigation?
Yeah.
13.
You hear some sounds as some slithering that's a lot similar to that of illithids, and you see some shadows coming down the hallway. And everyone hears at the same time a voice in their mind that says, "The earth is flat." And that is where we will end this evening.
Nice.
Nice. Roll high and subscribe.